Look, the inordinate amount of time it's taken to get here, some might say, is yet another thumbing of the nose to the Marikana victims and their families.
Well, look, I think, in all litigation, there will always be challenges because it is not only one side. It's not like you're dealing with a situation where you can just say, come, let's settle the matter and you leave it there. There are two parties involved and it requires a high degree of willingness to resolve any matter.
Well, I mean, that's part of the issue. Is there that willingness, particularly from the state? And I understand the legal process can be lengthy, but even the Farnham Commission had a word on this. Yes, they didn't make a declaration about monetary compensation, but they did also say resolve this without lengthy and expensive legal proceedings, and the opposite is what has happened.
I didn't get the last part, Bongani.
You were saying that legal processes take time, and I'm saying even the Farnham Commission, even though they didn't make a declaration about monetary compensation, they did say try and resolve this speedily, but the opposite is what has happened.
Yes, true, because you see, every time that one would want to settle a matter, and we keep on shifting goalposts, more particularly in relation to the quantum, you're more likely to face a situation where you cannot actually meet one another. And I think any settlement must be approached with the spirit and willingness to want to finalize the matters. And those are some of the challenges that we deal with from time to time.
So what are you now going to achieve in the next 2 weeks that you've failed in the last 10 years?
Well, we're hopeful. We're dealing with the last leg of the claims that have been lodged, right? If you zero it down, you'll realize that we are saying in our books we had 48 matters, all of which have been, in fact, enrolled at once from the 25th to the 19th of August, which is this month. And those are matters that are being judicially managed. And by judicial management, what I mean is there is an oversight of a very senior judge who, in fact, looks at how far the parties are from each other in relation to settlement. So from the 48, quite a number of them, I think, would by now have been dealt with. There are a few that we are still, in fact, interrogating with a view to, getting an amicable settlement. So I'm hopeful from where I am because it's not a situation where the state is intransigent. There are offers that have been made, offers that could be confidential under the circumstances, and by the 9th of August, we could have reached some consensus.
How much has already been paid out?
Well, up to so far, we've paid in relation to the first batch of matters just under 76 million rand. Second batch of matters we've paid just under 103 million rand, and now we are in fact collating information and quantifying what in fact would be required to settle the last batch, which is these 48 matters. A huge chunk of which have already been agreed at and in fact settled.
Just for clarity, so you're saying just over 170 million has been paid out to how many individuals? The first sachet was about 34, 35 individuals. The second and third category involved 335 claimants. Of those 335, if you subtract 48, it means we've paid the rest, which is, I think, roughly about 278.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions.
Your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.